Hello. All right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, we're going to talk about the truth about what is going on with Tesla inventory right now. All the different sites are messed up, and there's a explanation on what Tesla could be doing and what we're going to be taking a look at from the actual people that created these sites that take a look at all the different inventory trackers. And so we'll get into all that. And so usually this is about the time where I run my intro, but if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And shout out to my latest Patreon members. We've got Jen, Milan, Meza, Corian, Crystal. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. If you want to check it out, Patreon link down below in the description. So let us take a look at this. As you know, every single day we go to these websites waiting for Tesla.com to take a look at all the different vehicles that are out there. We also go to Matt Jung's website to see all the different inventory counts. And it looks like Model Y has sold out essentially, because now there is just not a lot of Model Ys on the websites anymore. Yesterday there was over 300 to 400 brand new Tesla Model Ys posted onto the websites, and now there is only 126. But before we get into why this could be not necessarily the exact truth and why this is not necessarily the correct inventory counts, Tesla has been messing with inventory counts for a while. This is a known fact. They don't necessarily show every single vehicle that is actually out there. There's been plenty of videos shown in the past with a ton of inventory being shown on different lots. So I would take all this with a grain of salt, all these different inventory counts and everything like that. And actually, shout out to Matt Jung. He posted about this because Matt Jung runs this inventory site, and you can see there's a massive inventory count decrease just yesterday, and that can't be the case, right? There's no way they sold that many vehicles in one day. There was no catalyst, no discount, no incentive. So why would people flock to try and buy Model Ys right off the shelf? I mean, don't get me wrong, Model Y is a hot car. Model 3, S, and X maybe not as much, but there's really no reason at all for Tesla to sell that many vehicles overnight. Essentially, there's no catalyst. But taking a look at Matt Jung, this is what he said, quote, "Tesla inventory data is flowing once again on my site. I've noticed at least one change to the Tesla inventory API, which I was able to work around for the US data. There are likely other underlying inventory changes made by Tesla that might not immediately be apparent." Number two, looking at today's US inventory numbers, there are some major moves compared to just a few days ago. Many more Model X and far fewer Model 3 showing, and I would still take these recent inventory numbers with a big grain of salt. Quote number three, "Since being blocked by Tesla, I removed a number of charts on the websites since they relied on a larger volume of API calls to the Tesla inventory API to work. The intraday tracker, average vehicle age, and per trim listings have been removed and won't most likely return." So this has been happening for at least a day or two. We noticed this a little bit yesterday. Even when you go to Matt Jung's inventory site, there is a big, huge disclaimer at the top. Fortunately, it's cut off a little bit, but I'll read it to you. And it says, "On June 18, 2023, Tesla blocked this tracker. See this tweet for more details." We've since worked around the block and have noticed at least one technical change made on Tesla's inventory API. It is possible that major changes in inventory numbers between June 18th, which is 2 days ago, through June 20th, is due to technical changes onto the website. You can see just a few days ago, on June 18th at 7:37, when all of this started, this is what Matt Jung actually wrote. "Looks like Tesla has blocked my server today. Not clear if it was due to volume of API requests. In parentheses, I try to keep it light where possible, or if they don't want their inventory scraped." I think that's probably the better answer to all this, because we've been talking about inventory counts, and so have a lot of other publications and a lot of other people. And so Tesla probably just did not like that at all, that we've been talking about how much inventory has been sitting on the books. how much had been sitting out there, so it's probably not a good look. So further quote, anyways, it looks like my site won't be showing any new inventory data from now. And if you've been going to waiting for Tesla.com, you've been probably seeing these same issues. We were showing what, 1,000 Model 3s onto the website, and now there are only 169 of them. But good news here is, well, let's go to the bad news first. So the bad news is that inventory does not show any sort of state data, but the good news, it seems like there's more deals coming onto the site. So we'll take a look at least for the Model 3. It seems like there's more demo discounts coming onto the play. So that's good. Massive discounts across the board if you're looking to buy a Tesla vehicle. And on top of that, there's plenty of incentives right now. Model 3 has 3 months of free supercharging if you buy a Model 3 and take delivery. Of course, both Model 3 and the Model Y qualifies for the $7,500 federal tax credit. And on top of that, if you use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, you can get an extra 1,500 Tesla loot box credits, which then translates to 500 supercharger miles. So the first thing you got to do is go to our Tesla referral code down below in the description first, and then go ahead and place it onto your, click it open for your order, and then go to the Tesla inventory site. Let me make sure really quickly that it is attached, because I don't remember you actually even doing it. So I'm just going to make sure really quickly. But if you're interested in purchasing a Tesla, if you're interested in trying to get into the books, that's where you can go and try and get one to take delivery. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. Are you looking to place an order very soon, or are you going to just wait it out a little bit longer? I mean, we are what, a week and a half away from the actual end of the month. There potentially could be more incentives. I'm not going to sit here and say that that might not be the actual case, but it certainly could be in the very near future. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts. We're going to jump into the next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which is the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there that has all the links for financing your Tesla at all the best rates, all better than Tesla financing, better than whatever the 5.69% that they have. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. All right, what else we got? Thanks for coming in, everyone. Thanks for working with me through that audio. Robert, Stir, Super Ballistic, M Stark, thanks for coming in. Martha, thanks for coming in. We'll definitely get to all the live stream questions that you have, because that's the benefit, right? You can come in here and ask anything you want, and then we'll certainly get to it at a certain point in the live stream. But let's see what else we got. In this next topic, Tesla has ramped up massive discounts across the board, and demo inventory is now showing on the website for particular models. I mean, really, that models are Model 3, not Model Y, Model S, and Model X. So if you're looking to buy a Model 3, it might be a fantastic time to try and get onto the queue to try and actually take delivery, because now the massive discounts are here, and you basically have to take delivery by the end of the month. So we're going to talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us take a look at this. So shout out to Drive Tesla Canada. And I forgot to mention, this is also Canada market as well. So if anybody of you are out there that are all from the Canada market, hello, welcome. But Tesla has increased discounts nearly up to $15,000 in Canada and over $10,000 in the US. Model 3 to $3,500. And I used to say that the best place to go to these to find inventory vehicles, to find these discounts, is waiting for Tesla. But Tesla has been messing with inventory across the board these past few days. But the first thing you got to do before you even take a look at any of the inventory, you got to make sure your account is linked up with a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. description, because if you click open the referral code first, you can link up your account and get anywhere from 1,500 loot box credits that get you 500 supercharger miles, all the way up to $1,000 off a Model S or Model X, plus 3 months of full self-driving. So first, click open the link first. Thank you if you're using our referral link. Then go to waitingfortesla.com, and that's where you'll see all the massive discounts. So first, go to waitingfortesla.com, then switch it to only demos, this first filter right here, and you can see Model 3 $2,900 off, another one $2,400 off. The cheapest Model 3 across the country that is actually available, that's brand new, even though it's demo status. You can see in this one it only has 0 miles for whatever the case may be, and is still a demo brand new vehicle. You'll still be the first owner, first registered, and you will also qualify for the $7,500 massive tax credit on top of any state tax credit and any state incentives that you have on top of that. So like California has $2,000, I think Colorado another $5,000. There's plenty of money out there. You just got to go find out. And if you're looking for which states actually have a tax incentive, we've got videos on the channel that discuss that as well. But you can see across the board, $3,000 off, $3,800 off, $2,700 off. Of course, if you're looking for the the best discount, you got to switch it to Model 3 Performance, because that's when you're going to see all the big discounts. You can see right here, Model 3 Performance, $4,400 off. Here's another one, $4,800 off, $4,400 off in the list, $5,300 off for a red one. You can see the list goes bigger and bigger. And so seems like Tesla has released their demo inventory. This is about the time we usually see this happening around the end of the month / end of the quarter, because Tesla's got to hit a certain number by the end of the quarter. So that's why they've released all of these vehicles. But jumping to the Model Y, it's not necessarily as good. We've seen the same amount of demo inventory for Model Ys around the same time. You can see $2,800, $1,500. It's not the best. I mean, of course, any discount is better than no discount. But of course, then if we switch it to Model S, you can see right there in the middle of the screen, $10,000 off a brand new Model S with 3,000 miles on it. And then of course, here's another one at $7,500. If you're looking for a Model S right now, the discounts are pretty good, because you also get another $1,000 off for the referral credit, plus 3 years of free supercharging miles, plus 3 months of free full self-driving. So definitely got to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. Click that open first, and then go to waiting for Tesla. Jumping to the Model X side, also crazy stuff as well. You can see right here, $8,800 off, $9,900 off. The discounts get pretty crazy across the board. And so do we think more inventory is potentially coming out onto the demo websites? Potentially, but I think they usually do this one wave, one shot at a time, because they know that they have a certain time frame to try and get these vehicles delivered to customers. And so they give it basically about a week and a half, because financing takes a while. Tesla financing maybe not as much, but if you're going through a credit union or other bank, it will take some more time to do that. But unless you use financing partners like Tenet down below in the description, Tenet allows you to finance your vehicle a little bit differently. Tenet actually is a financing partner and also Tesla approved financing partner on the channel. If you use Tenet, which is linked down below in the description, you can actually get a lower monthly payment for your Tesla all the way, because they allow you to defer a portion of that loan all the way to the end, maybe even that $7,500 federal tax credit. Tenet can do this because they work with credit unions and they're approved financing bank through Tesla, so they can do this, and they understand EVs a little bit differently. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description, and thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos this month. But crazy stuff across the board. This is essentially that end of month, end of quarter rush that we always talk about. So let us know, are you picking up any of these Tesla vehicles, or do any of these discounts stand out to you, or are you looking and waiting for something else? Because it's the same endless cycle that happens with Tesla. If it's not this end of quarter, it will certainly be the next end of quarter, which will be September, and you can for sure bet December will be a crazy time. That is for sure, because all the different stops are going to get pulled out from Tesla, because Tesla has a big number to hit this year, 1.8 million vehicles sold, and so they will bring out all the incentives. So don't feel bad if you can't pull the trigger right now. It might get better as we go through more months and as Tesla starts to sell more of these vehicles. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. we're going to jump into the next topic. But before we do it, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. All right, let's see what else we got. Dub G, welcome in. Mike, welcome in. I know you've been waiting for the demo discounts as well. It looks like they have hit the website. Otis, welcome in. And we'll definitely get to all of your questions, all of your questions about Tesla, because that's benefit, right? You can come in here and ask anything you want, and then we'll certainly get to it at a certain point. In this next topic, we're going to talk about how Tesla supercharging has a 9% uptime, so basically always working, and how Rivian has joined the party and why they have joined the party for the NACS charging standard. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested in. So let us talk about this. So Tesla just released this video a few days ago and how the Tesla supercharging network has a 99.9% network uptime. And if you take a look at this video, there's one screenshot out here that actually looks super interesting. And so shout out to Inside EVs, they were actually able to capture it. They actually have a database, a software that takes a look at all the different Tesla superchargers across the country that are out there, and they have a status on every single one of them. Maybe this is not that impressive, but because hopefully the other charging networks have this type of software as well. But leave it to Tesla to show it off and show all the green dots that are actually out there for actually being 50% occupied, more than 50% occupied, fully occupied, and all these different weight statuses, or even offline or down, because they track all this data. And that's probably why they are heavily increasing more locations month after month, year after year, because they can tell how occupied and how busy certain supercharger locations are. And so that's really cool to see. I just noticed there's one near me in LA. I don't know if you're in the LA area, there's a new supercharging location at Commerce Casino, which seems like a weird location, right? Because it's got 40 stalls. But just recently we noticed, because the rate of charging at that supercharger was like 35 cents to 40 cents. I guess for whatever reason, people were not dropping by that supercharger. So Tesla just went ahead and slashed the rates of the supercharging cost at that location. Because if you didn't know, Tesla supercharging has time of use rates. So depending on what time you actually roll up to the charger, it could be a different cost depending on the time of day. But because this supercharger was just not being used for whatever reason, even though it's off the 5 highway, Tesla slashed it down to 21 cents, which is basically the same rate as charging at home. So not a bad idea from Tesla. They saw that no one's using it, so they basically put it on clearance at these supercharging rates. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. On top of that, Rivian has now joined the party with NACS hype, and they've joined in along with everybody else. So not everybody else, but GM, Ford, and also some other companies are considering this, like Hyundai and Mercedes. But this makes sense for Rivian, right? Because Rivian is trying to attack the certain area of the markets, maybe that central area of the United States that relies on trucks, relies on long distance drives, and they also need a network that can support those long distance drives. And Tesla is probably really the only location out there that has a bunch of superchargers in that certain market. So it really makes sense for these big truck manufacturers, GM, Ford, and now Rivian, to join a network that is more stable, that has more locations to fulfill the market needs of some of their customers in those locations. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff that Rivian has now also joined the party, and I can for sure see a lot more manufacturer and OEM groups joining the party, except Volkswagen. I'm not sold yet, and I think that Volkswagen would ever join because they've got Electrify America, but who knows, right? We've seen more surprises in the past and in the future, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. We're going to jump into the next topic, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there. So definitely check it out with all the different interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. All right, let's see what else we got. Yeah, definitely some good deals out here. Let's take a look at this. In further, Model Y all-wheel drive, $3,100 discount. I mean, can't be mad at that. You're basically getting induction rims for free. But Model 3 is probably where it would be. Like you can get a base one for 37,000 after the 7,500 federal tax credit, after the $2,000 California state tax credit, what, $27,000? Not a bad deal at all. I'm not able to search Tesla inventory based on my location. Yeah, it seems like it's still glitched, but unfortunately, they're working on it for sure. TJ, does anyone know if you can use Tesla referral code after placing a reservation? I have not completed the delivery process yet. Unfortunately, Tesla is pretty strict about that. They probably will not allow you to attach a referral code, but it also doesn't hurt to ask. So you can always try, right? Martha, how can I get my Tesla for 21K? Please and thanks for looking at the Model 3. You basically have to qualify for all those different programs, the CVRP, the CVAP, which is a grant. And if you qualify for all those programs, you can get all that money from the state and government to try and get your Tesla all the way down. I haven't placed mine yet, but watching these before I place my order, so I'm excited. Yeah, I mean, you got to go through all the steps. It's a little bit of work, but I mean, the payoff is great, right? Should I wait till the end of the month? No, I would say try and place a deposit now. Definitely use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so that you can get extra 500 Tesla supercharging miles. Did you tee it up and play golf today? I did not. We're actually in Dallas right now, so we are traveling. So thank you all for joining in. I know it's a little bit later than usual, but we are in Dallas. We got some meetings here, and then no, we didn't tee off, but I'm wearing the golf shirt, right? So I look the part. I've sent your page to my friends, so thanks. Oh, thank you, Martha. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for sending in, sharing it. Yeah, that's our purpose, right? We want to, at the end of the day, Teslas are expensive vehicles. We call it for what it is, and so financing Teslas can yield higher monthly payments, and so that can be very scary to a bunch of people. So that's why we created this channel, to figure out how to get the best rate, how to get the best deal, and of course ultimately save money on buying a Tesla and not pay the higher rates. Because at the end of the day, Tesla, even though it is not a dealership, they still play dealership games. And what I mean by that right now is, like, let's say you go to Tesla Model 3 on the website, you see a price that says $40,240, but you go to inventory and it's a lower price. So I mean, maybe not it's as bad of a game as a dealership, but it's still a game. What do you think the price of the Cybertruck will be? I think it's going to be under $80,000. I think they're going to come in and try and undercut all the different competitors and be right into that. Or maybe that's my wishful thinking. WG, is June the time to buy an inventory Model 3, or will they remove the discounts after this quarter is over in July? Potentially, they might. Mike, mid next week, I think they'll release very low mileage demos like they did last March. Okay, yeah, I mean, you might as well wait if you can be patient. I mean, it's never going to be the best time, but I guess maybe set your parameters, right? Like what I always like to see is 1,000 mile on the vehicle, and then 3 to 4 plus $1,000 discount. And if one of those pops up, just pull the trigger, move on, because the more time you spend every single day, that could be costing you money as well, essentially, right? With that time and effort. I get sucked into that a lot, like trying to get the best deal and just trying to wake up, trying to stay up and keep looking at these websites. And so that's probably why we created this channel, because we needed to figure out how we can spread the knowledge and get more people to join our calls. What's the inventory again? Waiting for Tesla.com. Mario, I was gonna buy a Model Y, but I'm waiting till hardware 4 is confirmed. Tesla told me they cannot guarantee it as yet as official. Well, if you're near a Fremont factory, you might have a better chance of getting the hardware 4 plus the Matrix headlights. Otis, do you think the Model Y will come down at the end of the year when the Cybertruck trucks getting shipped out? Yes, definitely. Akshay, welcome in. Thanks for coming back. What did I miss? It seems like Tesla is manipulating inventory on the websites. They have basically blocked inventory sites from showing certain inventory counts for whatever reason. And so Matt Jung gave an update. Troy Tesla gave an update, and basically Tesla is blocking the inventory pages from showing true inventory for whatever the reason is. Maybe too many people are talking about the inventory. Too many people are talking about how much inventory is maybe still sitting on the websites. Hopefully not us. I mean, we're already banned, so I don't know what more they could do to us, but that's pretty much what's going on. In this next topic, we talk about auto loans a lot, and auto loans have now hit a new record high. And also now Tesla is showing higher auto loans onto their websites as well. So we'll take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking as a call, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. But let us take a look at this. Shout out to Car Dealership Guy. I should probably subscribe to them. New month, new record. Quote, average auto loan rate on a new car is now 8.99%. Absolutely bonkers via dealer track. But this is interesting, right? Because the Fed did not raise the rates very recently. So maybe, fingers crossed, hopeful thinking, wishful thinking, interest rates for buying a Tesla and other vehicles might start to come down in the near future. But checking out Edmunds, which actually tracks all the new car and used car auto loan rates across the country, new car rates is still at 7.1% for the month of May. So it's kind of staying flat, and has actually been staying flat for the past 3 or 4 months. I mean, I guess a 0.1 increase, which is bad, but it's not that terrible bad, like in terms of how much it actually increased. But Tesla actually has changed their website, and now they're showing higher rates on their website depending on your credit limit or credit score. We talked about this yesterday. You can still get as low as 5.69% if you have a 720 plus. Of course, if you're looking to beat 5.69%, that's where you can get better rates down below at my Patreon link, where you can get access to the full list of all the best credit unions and financing banks for financing your Tesla, all lower than 5.69%. But if you switch your credit score down to very good, which is a 680 to 720, then you can see the interest rate goes up to 7.99%, down to good credit score, which is a 640 to 679, that switches it up to 8.99%. And then of course at fair, which is a 640 credit score, is a 9.99%. So I mean, if we take a look at this 5.69, that's pretty good compared to the average, right, which is out here at 8.99, or even the average via Edmunds for new cars at 7.1%. Tesla still has a pretty competitive rate, but of course it's not as good as some of the credit unions that we have on our list. Most of the credit unions, some are as low as 2.7 to 2.9, but they're usually pretty strict. But everybody can get actually sub 4% rates if you're interested in joining and going through the hoops and processes and all that stuff. But shout out to Car Sales Guy, a different person that's anonymous on Twitter. This is good news. They said, I'm seeing a dramatic increase in deals approved in the 5% APR range. 60 days ago it was 6 to 7% all day long. Maybe the Fed will do something like cut rates. If it happens, expect your car to go up in value. So shout out to Car Sales Guy. He probably works at a dealership as well, and notices and sees that they are getting approvals in the 5% range. So that's good, because if you're buying a Tesla, if you're a first-time owner, you want a first-time buyer, first-time auto loan buyer, you'll probably need to go through Tesla financing to get that 5.69%. But if you're just a little bit more seasoned, or you've got a pretty good income, good credit history, then that's where you can go to the Patreon link down below in the description to get access to the full list of credit unions and banks that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. We're going to jump into the live stream comments, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Hello, do you think signing the agreement with 15 miles is okay? Why are there so many miles for a brand new car? Any details? Melinda, actually, that's absolutely normal. It's like, actually, you can actually get Tesla vehicles with like 80, 100 miles. And what it is, 15 miles is about the minimum that we actually see. Almost all of them have 15 miles. It's because it's being transported on the carrier, off the production line, onto the truck, off the truck, go to the service center, go to get reconditioned, being driven to the car wash, and all these different things. So Melinda, it's actually 100% normal at the end of the day. Are these discounted Model 3 rear-wheel drive with hardware 4? I don't think so, actually. I think they are all hardware 3.0. So if you're looking for hardware 4, unfortunately that does not look like to be the case for that. Elite Gunslinger, inventory looks synthetic. There's no way. Yeah, I mean, Tesla has known to manipulate inventory counts, so that easily could potentially be the case right here and what they're doing. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. That's for sure. Jack, when do you think Tesla Model 3 Highline will come to the USA? I think it will come to China based because of the Chinese Tesla website. They only have two Model 3 options. Yeah, I would say China's probably going to get in the next month or so, maybe even August, and then it'll probably come to the America markets 3 to 6 months after China gets it. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. A couple announcements on the channel. We got one giveaway running right now. Shout out to Vion for sponsoring. We're giving away a Vion sunshade for your Tesla. So if you're interested, let me show it up here. It's this one right here. It's for your Tesla Model Y. Shout out to Vion for shipping this to us, and we're going to turn around and ship it to one of you as a giveaway prize. If you're interested in joining, go to our community page on the Tesla channel. Scroll down like 4 posts down to this post right here. Pop it open, click that video link, and that's where you can go ahead and enter into that. So shout out to Vion for sponsoring the giveaway. We're announcing the giveaway this Friday, and we're also kicking off another giveaway. We're kicking off another giveaway. We're just going to keep running this back to back. If you're familiar with 3D Mats USA, and I know a lot of you are familiar with 3D Mats USA because you've been using that discount code down below in the description as well. If you use our 3D Mats USA discount, you can get, I think, like $10 off, link down below in the description, plus a bunch of other Tesla accessory discounts. But if you use, oh no, sorry, on Friday we are going to be kicking away off another giveaway. We're giving away a set away of all weather floor mats for your Tesla Model 3 or Tesla Model Y. So hit that subscribe, because this Friday we'll be going live probably around 5:30, and we'll be announcing the instructions on how you can enter into that 2-week giveaway from that. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, thanks for dropping by, thanks for all the comments, and I'll see you guys